Chapter 11. Transportation of materials in 11 animals and plants. Lesson Preview. Circulatory system. Blood, plasma, RBCs, WBCs, platelets. Blood vessels. Heart. Excretion in animals. Excretory system in humans. Transport of substances in plants. Transpiration. You already know that food, water, and oxygen are required by living organisms for survival. The materials produced in one part of the body need to be transported to various other parts of the body for growth and stay alive. Similarly, the wastes produced within the body need to be transported to the parts from where they can be removed. The process of transporting substances is very important in a living body. Let us now learn how the various substances are transported in plants and animals. The transportation of nutrients in unicellular organisms like amoeba, paramecium, bacteria, etc. is quite simple. The nutrients reach every part of the cell by diffusion. In simple aquatic multicellular organisms like hydra and jellyfish, oxygen and nutrients are transported by the water that circulates through their bodies. In multicellular organisms, the transportation is done by a specialized pickup and delivery system known as the circulatory system, since the process of diffusion is too slow to work in higher animals, including humans. Circulatory system. The circulatory system consists of the heart, blood vessels, and blood. Blood is the major means of transport of all necessary materials to different parts of the human body. Blood. Blood is a liquid which flows in the blood vessels. It circulates throughout the body. It helps in transporting digested food from the small intestine to the other parts of the body. Oxygen from lungs to the cells of the body and carbon dioxide from cells to lungs. Liquid waste material from cells to the kidneys for removal from the body. In an average healthy adult, the volume of blood is about 1/11 of the body weight, about 4 to 5 liters. Blood is made up of two parts. 1. The fluid part called the plasma. 2. The cells of various kinds present in the plasma. The cells are of three kinds: red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. Plasma. Plasma is the liquid part of blood. It is yellowish in color. It contains about 90% water. It has food, wastes, enzymes, etc. dissolved in it. Red blood cells, RBCs. Red blood cells are also called erythrocytes. They are disc-shaped cells which contain a red-colored protein called hemoglobin. Hemoglobin combines with oxygen to form a compound called oxyhemoglobin, and carries it from the lungs to be transported to various parts of the body and ultimately to the cells, where oxyhemoglobin breaks down into oxygen and hemoglobin. Cells use oxygen for respiration, and hemoglobin is free to carry more oxygen. Hemoglobin gives red color to the blood. White blood cells, WBCs. White blood cells are also called leukocytes. They help to fight infection. They provide immunity to the body against diseases and infections. They are larger than the RBCs, do not have a fixed shape, and do not contain hemoglobin. White blood cells fight against diseases by destroying harmful bacteria and other foreign substances. They can move on their own, which helps them to pass through walls of blood vessels and reach infected parts of the body. Platelets. Whenever you receive a cut, blood flows out. After some time, the bleeding stops and a dark red clot is formed. This is due to another type of cells present in the blood flows in our body through a complex system of tubes called blood vessels. There are 3 types of blood vessels called platelets. They are small, colorless, and irregularly shaped. Blood vessels. Blood flows in our body through a complex system of tubes called blood vessels. There are 3 types of blood vessels. A. Arteries. B. Veins. C. Capillaries. Arteries. Arteries are the blood vessels that carry oxygen-rich blood from the heart to all parts of the body. The only exception is the pulmonary artery, which carries deoxygenated blood from the heart to the lungs. Arteries have thick, elastic walls as the blood flow is rapid and at high pressure. They are deeply placed inside the skin. Activity. Place middle and index finger of your right hand on the inner side of your left wrist. Do you feel any sensation? You will feel a throbbing movement. It is the pulse which beats due to the flow of blood in the arteries. Count the number of pulses per minute. This gives the pulse rate per minute. You must have noticed a doctor holding your wrist and counting the pulse when you visited him/her. The pulse rate can be felt on the temple, wrist or back of the knee, where the arteries are just under the skin. Veins. Veins carry blood rich in carbon dioxide or deoxygenated blood from the various parts of the body back to the heart. They are thin-walled. There are valves present in the veins which prevent backflow of blood. Thus, blood flows only towards the heart through veins. Veins lie just under the skin and can be seen as greenish-blue tubes on your hands and legs. Pulmonary vein, however, is an exception. It carries oxygen-rich blood from the lungs to the heart. Capillaries. Capillaries are the thinnest of the blood vessels. Arteries branch into fine and small blood vessels on reaching the tissues. These fine tubes are capillaries. They join up to form veins which empty into the heart. The walls of the capillaries are very thin so that diffusion of gases, carbon dioxide, oxygen, and chemical substances, food nutrients, waste products, can easily take place through them. Artery. Capillary. Vein. Heart. The human heart is a 4-chambered muscular organ present in the chest cavity, located between the lungs. Its lower tip is slightly tilted towards the left. Its size is about that of your fist. It pumps blood to the various parts of our body. It works non-stop. Heart has 4 chambers. This prevents mixing of the blood rich in oxygen and the blood rich in carbon dioxide. The 2 upper chambers are called the atria, singular atrium, and the 2 lower chambers are called ventricles. The partition between the chambers prevents mixing of the blood. The functioning of the heart can be understood from the figure given alongside. The left side has oxygenated blood and the right side has deoxygenated blood. Pulmonary, artery, pulmonary vein, lungs, heart, vein, artery, capillaries. Heartbeat. The walls of different chambers of heart are made up of muscles which contract and relax. The regular rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the muscles of the heart is known as the heartbeat. The muscles of the heart are involuntary. We have no control over them. They work non-stop throughout life. You can hear your heartbeat if you place your hand on the left side of the chest. Doctors listen to the heartbeat using an instrument called stethoscope. A stethoscope amplifies the sound of a heartbeat so that it can be heard easily. It consists of the following three parts. A chest piece that carries a diaphragm. It is sensitive to heartbeats and is placed by doctors on your chest. Two earpieces. A tube which joins the two earpieces to the chest piece. Vena cava. Sinoatrial node. Right atrium. Atrioventricular node. Chordae tendineae. Right ventricle. Bundle of His. Apex. Interventricular septum. Left ventricle. Left atrium. Pulmonary vein. Pulmonary artery. Aorta. The number of heartbeats and their nature helps the doctor to have an idea about the condition of heart. Activity. Making an stethoscope. Take a small funnel, about 6 to 7 centimeters in diameter. Fix a rubber tube about 50 centimeters long on the stem of the funnel. Stretch a rubber sheet or a balloon sheet over the mouth of the funnel, and fix it with a rubber band tightly. Put the open end of the rubber tube on one of your ears. Place the mouth of the funnel on your chest near your heart. Listen carefully. What do you hear? The thumping sound you hear is your heartbeat. Count the number of heartbeats in 1 minute. Listen and count the heartbeats of your friends. Count again after running for a few minutes. Record your own pulse rate and heartbeat and that of your friends in the table. In an adult human being, the heart pumps out blood to the arteries about 70 times per minute. Each heartbeat generates one pulse in the arteries. The rate of pulse per minute indicates the rate of heartbeat. The heartbeat increases with exercise or physical activity. This is because more oxygen is to be supplied to the muscles to produce extra energy. The heartbeat can increase up to 150 to 200 times per minute. In a child, the heart beats 90 to 100 times per minute. Excretion in animals. We have already learned that undigested food in the large intestine is removed during digestion and that carbon dioxide is removed as waste from the body through the lungs during exhalation. A number of other toxic waste materials are produced by the body which need to be removed. During life processes such as cellular respiration, many chemical reactions take place in the body. These are known as metabolic reactions. These reactions produce a number of waste products like carbon dioxide, water, salts, urea, and uric acid. Accumulation of these waste substances beyond a certain level in the body is harmful. The process of removal of metabolic wastes from the body is called excretion. The organs involved in their removal make up the excretory system. In lower animals, such as amoeba, paramecium, hydra, and sponges, there are no special excretory organs. Waste products like ammonia are excreted by the process of diffusion through the body surface. Large animals have special organs for excretion. Aquatic animals like fish excrete waste substances like ammonia which dissolve directly in water. Birds and reptiles excrete uric acid in semi-solid form. Excretory system in humans. Excretion in humans is mainly carried out by the urinary system. It removes most of the wastes from the body in the form of liquid called urine. Urine consists of 95% water, 2.5% urea, and 2.5% other waste products. The main organs of the urinary system in humans are kidneys, ureters, urinary bladder, urethra. Kidneys. Kidneys are the most important organ of this system. They are dark red, bean-shaped structures. When the blood reaches the kidneys, it contains both useful and harmful substances. The blood capillaries present in the two kidneys act as filters. Useful substances are absorbed back into the blood, and waste substances are dissolved in water and removed as urine. Ureters. Ureters are tubes made of smooth muscle that propel urine from the kidneys to the urinary bladder. In a human adult, the ureters are usually 20 to 30 centimeters long. Urinary bladder. Urinary bladder is a hollow muscular organ in humans that stores urine from the kidneys before disposal by urination. Urethra. Urethra is a tube that drains urine from the bladder out of the body. Dialysis. At times, kidneys of a person get damaged due to an infection or injury. The toxic materials start accumulating in the blood. Dialysis is a method of removing these toxic materials from blood through an artificial kidney called the dialysis machine. This is done periodically. Our skin also acts as an excretory organ. Our body gets rid of water, urea, and salts through sweat. Sweat is secreted by the sweat glands present under the skin. Sweating also helps to regulate body temperature. It helps to cool our body as the body loses heat when sweat evaporates. That is why you must have observed that we sweat a lot on a hot day as compared to a cold, pleasant day. Transport of substances in plants. Recall how plants absorb water and minerals from the soil through the roots and transport them to the leaves for the preparation of food through photosynthesis. The food made by the leaves has to be carried to all parts of the plants. Food, as we have already learned, is the ultimate source of energy, and every cell gets energy by the breakdown of glucose. This energy is used to carry out vital activities of life. Transport of water and minerals. Water is absorbed from the soil through roots. The root has many hairs called root hairs which increase the surface area of absorption of water and minerals dissolved in water. Root hairs absorb water present in between the soil particles through a process called osmosis. From the roots, water and nutrients move through pipe-like structures present in plants. The pipes or vessels are made of special tissue. These special pipes made of vascular tissue for transporting water and minerals in the plant are called xylem. Xylem forms a continuous network of channels connecting the roots to the tips of the leaves passing through the stem and branches. The food, glucose, prepared by leaves is transported to all parts of the plants through a vascular tissue called phloem by a process called translocation. Thus, the transportation of substances in plants takes place through two vascular tissues, xylem and phloem. Transpiration. Not all the water absorbed by the plant is used up. The excess water is given out by the plants in the form of water vapor through the stomata present in the leaves. This process is called transpiration. The evaporation of water from the leaves produces a suction pull which pulls water to great heights in trees. The suction pull is similar to the one that develops when we suck water through a straw. Transpiration also helps to keep the plants cool and provides rigidity to the plant body.